Good day guys, welcome back to Weekly Science YouTube channel. In this video, I'll put you guys through on how to solve questions on bearing and distance. So guys, let's get started. Now, before you solve questions on bearing and distance, there is something you must know perfectly well. And this is the fact that questions on bearing and distance usually result into formation of triangle, which can either be a right angle triangle or an isosceles triangle. So in this case, I'll quickly give you formulas that which you're going to use whenever it results into any of these triangles. Firstly, when you're dealing with a right angle triangle in which you have something like this, we can take this place as our point A, we take this place as our point B, and this can be taken as our point C. This is where we have our right angle triangle. The formulas you have here is that in order to get this part to be our A and this will be our B, we have that A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. So this is using Pythagoras theorem. And sometimes you might be asked to calculate the direction, which you have something like this. And we can use all the formulas related to SOHCAHTOA. And in this case, you have that sine B is equal to B over C. And you can as well have it that sine A equals A over C. You have it in form of cos, that cos A is equal to B over C, and that is cos B is equal to A over C. You can as well have tan or whatsoever. Sometimes when it leads to what referred to as an isosceles triangle, in which you have something like this. When you're given an isosceles triangle, now you must be very much clear with the sine rule and the cosine rule. So now let's take the sine rule. We can have this place to be our angle A, we have this place to be our angle B, we have this place to be our angle C. So in this case now, the opposite length that faces the angle, we will take the small letter, which will be small b, and here you have to be small a, and here you have to be small c. Now let's take the cosine rule shortly. The cosine rule is represented as a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc. I have to be cos A. And for B, you have to be B squared equals A squared plus C squared minus 2AC. You have to be cos B. I have it to be C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2AB. You have it to be cos C. Now, for sine rule now, this is for the cosine rule. For the sine rule, you always have that your A over sine A is equal to B over sine B and is equal to C over sine C. All of these formulas that are related to you dealing with triangles must be known carefully well, so that in order to get any of the length or to get any of the angles will not be so difficult for you to know about. Now in this aspect now, when do you use your cosine rule? When do you use your cosine rule? This is your cosine rule. When are you expected to use your cosine rule? Cosine rule is used whenever the two lengths that forms an angle, are given, and the angle sustained is also given. So when I have these two lengths and the angle sustained here to be given, I will use my cosine rule. These two lengths, A and B, they can form angle at C. When these two lengths are given with the angle which they sustained, I can use my cosine rule. When these two lengths C and A sustain an angle at B, and the two lengths are given with the angle sustained at B, I can use my cosine rule. But you can use your sine rule. When any of the two lengths with one of the angle is given. For instance, now if I'm given A and B, and the angle which any of this form, which can either be angle A or I'm given angle B, I can use my sine rule. So let's use your sine rule. Now let's go back to what we refer to as bearing. Now there are 5 major points which you must understand carefully well when you are dealing with bearing. The first thing is that bearing is the representation of direction of a point using the cardinals. You're representing the direction of a point using the cardinals. And what are these cardinals? The cardinal illustrates the North Pole, the South Pole, the West Pole, and the East Pole. So all of these poles are represented in the cardinals, and it determines the direction which a point is taking or an object is moving. Now in this case, or with respect to this, you always have it that The bearing of a point usually starts from the North Pole in a clockwise direction. It usually starts from the North Pole in a clockwise direction. So now let's take this now for instance. If I want to take the bearing of A, have it in mind that it will start from the North Pole in a clockwise direction. I have this to be the North, South, this is my West, and this is my East. So if I have a three-figure bearing in which you have it to be something like 0, 35, you have to mind that this is a three-figure bearing because you have 3 digits. In this case now, I'll start from the North Pole and it will go in this direction, and I can say this is 35 degrees, and this will be the what? This will be the bearing through which this particular point is moving. But when it comes to the case whereby it is now represented with a compass bearing, it is represented with a compass bearing, there's something you must note here. And the first thing is that the bearing either starts from the North Pole or it starts from the South Pole. But the direction is towards the reference point. The direction is towards the reference point. So when I say northwest, it means that I'll start from north, but I'll move towards west. And if I'm given that it is southeast, I'll start from south and move towards east. So this is referred as compass bearing. So for instance now, I can have something like north 50 degree west. When I have north 50 degree west, it means that I'll start from north, but it will be in the direction of west. It will be in the direction of west. So in this case, I can have it like this, 50 degree, and to take it like this. So this is referred to as 50 degree northwest. Also, if I have it to be something like 75 degree south, 75 degree, and it's said to be southeast. If it's said to be 75 degree southeast, it means that I'll start from south. I'll start from south. Let me use another marker for that. I'll start from south and I'll move towards east. So this is the direction. So in this case now, I have this place to be 75 degree. So this is the second point which you must know whenever you are dealing with bearing. The third point. The third point is that whenever you're referring to a combination of north and east or northwest, or you are dealing with southeast or southwest, and they say that it is our southeast, southwest, I want you to know that the angle moved at this point is 45 degrees. Once they did not give you the bearing, they did not give you the angle turned. So they just mentioned southeast or southwest, or they probably say northeast or northwest. Just know that it is 45 degrees for each of these components. So here now, if I tell you that a body is at southeast, now, if it is southeast, so what this simply identify or what this express is that if this is my North Pole, I have this to be my South Pole, West and East. And it means that if it is now southeast, it means this is southeast. So it means that the angle here is 45 degrees and the angle here is also 45 degrees. So this is for southeast. Also, if it is said to be northeast, then it means that this will be my northeast. Then it means the angle here is 45 degrees and the angle here is 45 degrees. If it's also said to be the southwest, it means it goes like this, and this place will be 45 degrees and this is also 45 degrees. These are the important points which you must note whenever you deal with bearing of a point. The fourth important point which you must also note here is that you can now begin to answer questions when you're dealing with the bearing of A from B. That is, you are taking the bearing of a point from another. Whenever you are taking a bearing of a point from another, let your cardinal point be on that point that comes after from. So when I give you, for instance, that the bearing of A from B is 135 degrees. Calculate the bearing of B from A. Now, in this aspect, you are dealing with a bearing question in which you have from. Not that they are telling you that the bearing of A is. As if they said the bearing of A is, it means that you go to A, you take your bearing there. But once they say the bearing of A from a point, you go to that point after from. After from has been mentioned, that's where you take your bearing. So in this case now, let's say bearing of A from B. So the point that comes after from is said to be B. So it means that anything I draw now, the cardinal I draw now is meant for B, not for A. I have like this. That this is my North Pole, this is my South Pole, this is my West, and this is my East. You realize that this is actually a three-figure bearing, and they said this is 135 degrees. So it means I'm going to start from north. So let's start from north. From here to here is 90 degrees. and we have 45 degree left. So this is 45 degree. Let's just put it this way. So it means that this is 135 degree altogether. This is 135 degree altogether. This is 135 degree. So if this is said to be 135 degree, so it means that this is where I have my point B. So this is my point B, and this is where I have my point A. This is my point A. Now, if this is said to be my point A, then I can calculate now the bearing of B from A. So it means that if I'm to take the bearing of B from A, I'll go to the point A. That is where I'm going to. After from what I have is A, so I'll go to the point A to calculate that. But before that, I said earlier that this point here, from here to here like this, is said to be 90 degree. And the remaining point here is said to be 45 degree. Now, there is something referred to as alternate angle. When this particular point is said to be 45 degree, it means that this place is also what? 45 degree. So in this case now, to calculate bearing of B from A, I'll go to where I have A and I'll take the bearing from there. So here I will take it like this to this place. Now let's calculate all of this together. From here to here is said to be 90. From here to here is said to be 90. And from here to here is said to be 90. So with respect to this place, it's said to be what? 45. So we can have it to be 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 45. And that's 270 plus 45. And that's going to give us 315. So it means that the bearing of B from A is 315. 315 degree. We can take another question with respect to this now. We can take another question. Let's take for instance that the bearing of C from B is 250 degree. Calculate the bearing of B from C. Now, in order to calculate the bearing of B from C, I've told you, reading through the question, immediately after the word from, whatever location you have or whatever point you have is where you take your cardinal. That's where you take your cardinal. So it means after from, what I have is B. So the cardinal to draw now is cardinal at B. So now to draw the cardinal at B, I'm going to have something like this. And that's going to be 250. Don't forget, when you want to move in direction of 250, don't forget it's to start from the North Pole. So you have south, you have west, you have east. So here now, I can now tell you now that moving this way now, I have from here to here is 90, 180, and I have it to be 270. So it's not up to 270. I'll just take it like this. Now this is my bearing from B. So this is point B. And if this is taken to be point B, don't forget what we have here now is said to be our point C. This point C. Now to get the bearing of B from C, you just go it this way. You go to the point after from, and after from what you have after from here is C. So we just go to where we have C. I'll move this way. So this is the bearing. Now let's calculate this. This is it. If from here to here is 90 and from here to here is 180, from here to here now will be said to what? Will be said to be 250 according to what you have here. So if from here to here is 180, don't forget the complete angle is said to be what? The complete angle is said to be 270. So it means that the remaining angle which you have here, the remaining angle here is 20 degree. 20 degree. So if the remaining angle is 20 degree, it means that this side is also 20 degree. And if this side is said to be 20 degree, then the remaining angle here, don't forget everything here forms 90 degree. Everything here forms 90 degree. So the remaining angle here to make it 90 degree is 70 degree. So it means that the bearing of B from C is equal to 70 degree. But in this case, you can represent it with 3 cardinal, it will be 0, 70 degree. In order to represent it with compass bearing, in a compass bearing, don't forget that this is north, this is south, this is your west, and this is your east. In a compass bearing now, it's going to be north 70 degree east. Don't forget, compass bearing tells you the direction which you are to move. In this case now, so you are moving towards the east, so that's why I have to be 70 degree northeast. Okay, now let's now take a comprehensive question with respect to bearing and distance, and let's see how we relate it with formulas related to the triangle that I've given you earlier in this video. Now let's take this question for instance. This is actually a wire question. Now the question is that three towns A, B, and C are situated so that AB is 60 km and AC is said to be 100 km. The bearing of B from A. Don't forget, whenever you hear the word bearing of B from, whatever comes after that from is where you're taking your cardinal from. This is A. It means that our cardinal will be at A. 60 degrees from A, we take it like this. So this is my north pole, this is my south pole, this is my west, and this is my east. And since it's going to be 60 degrees, 60 degrees goes like this. So here I can have it like this. So this is said to be 60 degrees. But don't forget, whatever you have here will be said to be your cardinal that you're referring to. And the cardinal referring to is the bearing of P. So this is the bearing of P, and here is your north, this is your south, this is your west, and this is your east. Now they said that this is our A. Yeah, this is our A. They said that AB, let's go to that point where you have your AB is said to be 60 km. AB is said to be 60 km. Now, here, what you now have next is that and the bearing of C from A, the bearing of C. So we have another point called C. We have another point called C. So the point called C, and they said that and the bearing of C from A is 290. Don't forget also, whatever comes after your from is where you're taking your bearing from. So here we have A. So you're taking a bearing of 290 from A. Bearing of 290 from A. So this is yes, let's do something different to represent this. This is 180 and this is 270. So I can have my 290 to be here. Yeah. We have our 290 to be here and we can take it like this. So if it goes this way, this is 290. The angle here is said to be 290 degrees. Don't forget this, the point A. So here we have it to be at C. We have it to be at C. And here we can take our points to be C here. Here is our north pole, this is our south pole, this is our west, and this is our east. And in this case now, we can tend to connect the three together. So here now we have this place to be, this is our point C. And point C is said to be AC is said to be 100 kilometer. So what we are looking for now is BC. What we are looking for is BC. So this is our BC. This is our BC. So don't forget, if this place is said to be 290, what you have left here, this angle, what you have left here will be said to be what? Will be said to be 70 degrees. Why is it 70 degrees? It's said to be 70 degrees because the complete turning at a point is 360. So if a complete turning at the point is 360 and you have this place to be 290 already, so it means that the remaining portion to cover is just 70. So therefore, as well, you can have that the angle now from here to here for this triangle, the angle from here to here will be 70 plus 60, and 70 plus 60 will definitely give us what? 130 degrees. So that is 130 degrees. Now let's see what has happened here. We have this length to be known. We have this length also to be known. And I told you that we have this length to be known. We have this length to also be known. And we have the angle sustained by these two lengths to be known. I've told you earlier that whenever you have the two lengths of a triangle with the angle sustained by the two lengths to be known, you are using cosine rule automatically. You are using cosine rule. So in this case now, let's take our cosine rule. Cosine rule says that you have your, this is our A now. You have that A square is equal to B square plus C square minus 2BC, and you have it to be cos A. So what do you have here? What do you have at B? B is said to be 100. So we have to be 100 square plus, what you have at C is said to be 60. So you have to be 60 square minus 2 times 100 times 60 cos. The angle in between now is 130. So we have to be cos 130. So here we have it to be, that is 10,000 plus 3,600 minus, now let's take the let's multiply this out and we have it to be 7713.6. Now in this case now, it will change to plus because the cos 130 here is minus. Minus times minus will change to plus. So that's the reason we have it to be plus 7713.6. So here we have this to be 21,313.6. And when you find the square root of this, you find the square root to be a square. Now to get your a, you have to be square root of 21,313.6. You have it to be, the answer is said to be 146 kilometer approximately. So it means that the distance between B and C is 146 kilometer. Now what they are asking us now to get here is the bearing of B from C. Bearing of B from C. So it means you go to C to calculate your bearing. We are going to C to calculate our bearing out. So here now we have it that the angle we want to calculate, the bearing we want to calculate will move from this particular point to this red line, to where you have this red line. That's what we want to calculate. But don't forget, from here to here already, is said to be 90 degrees. So we want to get the remaining angle that will be here, the remaining angle that will be here, the remaining angle here. So let's do that. Let's do that. To get that now, it means that we have to calculate out the angle we have here. So let's just call this angle at C. So to get the angle at C, you remember I told you that whenever any of the two lengths are given with one of the angle formed by either of the length, then you can use your sine rule. So let's use our sine rule to get this angle out. We have it now that A over sine A, because here we are given the length at A, we are given the angle at A. So, and what you're looking for is the angle at C. So I'll just consider C over sine C. Instead of me just writing B over sine B equals C over sine C. Okay? Now the length at A is said to be 146 from here. 146 over sine. The sine at A, that is 130 degrees, is equal to C. The angle at C is unknown, but the length is said to be 60. 60 over sine C. So here you can cross multiply. When you do that, you have that your sine C is equal to 60 times sine 130 over 146. I have that your sine C is equal to 0.3148. So we have to be 0.3148. It means that C is equal to sine inverse of 0.3148. So the sine inverse of 0.3148 is said to be 18.35 degrees. Now it therefore means that the angle which you have here, the angle sustained here is 18.35 degrees. If this angle is said to be 18.35 degrees, let's see what has happened here. You know that from here to here is 90, from here to here is 90, that's 180, and from here to here is 270. From here to here is 270. It means that if this is angle 290, the remaining angle that which I have here is said to be 20 degrees. You know, 70 plus 20 will definitely give us 90 degrees. So it means that this angle is 20 degrees. And don't forget what I told you earlier, that this particular angle is alternate to this angle. So if it is alternate, let me just stretch this out forward. If it is alternate, it therefore means that the angle from here to here like this, the angle from here to here, since this angle is alternate to this angle, will be said to be 20 degrees. The angle here is alternate to the angle here, it will be 20 degrees. But because this particular angle here is not up to 20 degrees, it means the remaining angle here will be 1.65. And if it is 1.65, then definitely to get the bearing from this blue line, from this north to the region where you have this red line going towards B, we can say that the bearing of B from C equals 90, which is from here to the east here, plus the remaining angle covered to the red line that goes to B, which is 1.65. Definitely we have that our bearing now is 91.65 degrees. 91.65 degrees. Okay, we have come to the end of this video, and I believe that this video has been really so much helpful. So please guys, ensure you share these videos with your friend and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.